Have you ever wondered how a brutal conqueror could transform into a benevolent ruler? Today we dive into the story of Ashoka the Great, the third Mauryan Emperor of Magadha, in an era spanning from 268 to 232 BCE. His empire was vast, stretching from the present-day lands of Afghanistan to Bangladesh, a testament to his prowess and power. Yet, for centuries, Ashoka's existence was almost a whisper, a forgotten emperor lost to time. It wasn't until the 19th century, with the decipherment of the Brahmi script, that we began to piece together the enigma of his life. From the ashes of obscurity, the tale of Ashoka the Great rose again, waiting to be told. So fasten your seatbelts and whet your historical appetite. Join us as we unravel the fascinating life of this forgotten emperor. From a young prince to a formidable emperor, Ashoka's journey to power was no easy feat. Born into the Mauryan dynasty, he was the son of Emperor Bindusara and one of his queens, Dharma. As was customary in royal families, Ashoka was trained in the arts of war and governance from a young age. When his father fell ill, Ashoka, determined and ambitious, fought for the throne against his brothers, ultimately succeeding to become the third Mauryan emperor. His reign began around 268 BCE, and under his rule, the Mauryan Empire reached new heights. One of Ashoka's most notable achievements was his conquest of Kalinga in 260 BCE. The battle was fierce and bloody, resulting in the loss of over 100,000 lives. The entire region was annexed to the Mauryan Empire, significantly expanding its territories. However, the brutality of the Kalinga War had a profound impact on Ashoka. The devastation and loss of life caused him to question his actions and the cost of his ambitions. But the conquest of Kalinga was a turning point in Ashoka's life. What could drive a ruthless conqueror to become a beacon of peace and righteousness? The catalyst for Ashoka's transformation was the war with Kalinga, a conflict that occurred around 260 years before the Common Era. This war was a turning point for Ashoka, a moment that would forever change his perspective on power and governance. The carnage and suffering he witnessed during this war stirred something within him, prompting a profound re-evaluation of his path. As the dust of the battlefield settled, so too did the veil of conquest lift from Ashoka's eyes. He was confronted with the grim reality of his actions, the lives lost, the societies shattered. This was a cost he was no longer willing to pay. Ashoka was shaken to his core, and in the aftermath of this brutal war, he found himself seeking a new way. This is where Buddhism enters Ashoka's life, offering a path away from violence and towards enlightenment. It was the teachings of Buddha that provided a framework for Ashoka's transformation. He embraced Buddhism with fervor, finding in its tenets a guide towards a more righteous path. But Ashoka's transformation was not just a personal journey. As emperor, he had the power to enact real change across his empire, and this is precisely what he did. He began promoting righteous conduct across his vast realm, from the sun-kissed peaks of Afghanistan to the lush plains of Bangladesh. He became a champion for the teachings of Buddha, establishing stupas, these sacred Buddhist monuments, throughout his empire. He supported Buddhist missionaries, fueling their journeys across ancient Asia. His efforts had a profound impact, playing a significant role in spreading Buddhism. Ashoka's reign was not merely about power, but also about spreading the light of righteousness. This was a man who had seen the horrors of war and chose instead the path of peace. His story is a testament to the power of transformation and enlightenment. But what does Ashoka's rule mean for us today? Ashoka's reign marks a significant chapter in the annals of history, not just for his vast empire that stretched from Afghanistan to Bangladesh, but for his profound impact on Buddhism and its subsequent spread across Asia. His rule was a beacon of spiritual awakening, one that saw him transition from a fierce conqueror to a benevolent ruler, advocating for righteousness and peace. Ashoka's edicts, carved on rocks and pillars across his kingdom, serve as windows into his reign, offering glimpses of a ruler guided by principles of righteousness, compassion, and tolerance. These edicts, written in the ancient Brahmi script, were not merely royal decrees, but reflections of Ashoka's moral and ethical compass, urging his subjects to lead lives marked by virtue and kindness. But it isn't just his edicts that shine a light on Ashoka's rule. Archaeological findings, including coins, sculptures, and pillars, offer rich insights into his reign and his commitment to Buddhism. Among these, the most noteworthy are perhaps the stupas, hemispherical structures housing Buddhist relics. These stupas, established by Ashoka, stood as symbols of his devout faith and his desire to spread the teachings of Buddhism far and wide. Ashoka's dedication to Buddhism didn't stop at his kingdom's borders. He sent Buddhist missionaries to regions across Asia, carrying the message of the Buddha to distant lands. This missionary zeal played a pivotal role in establishing Buddhism as a major religion across the continent. The story of Ashoka is one of transformation, from a warrior king to a ruler who championed peace and righteousness, from a conqueror to a propagator of Buddhism. His rule was a testament to the power of change, and his legacy, etched in stone and carried forth in the teachings of Buddhism, continues to inspire us. Ashoka's life was a testament to transformation, and his legacy continues to inspire us. In retrospect, Ashoka's life was a remarkable journey of change and enlightenment. From a fierce warrior and ambitious emperor who ruled an empire that stretched from Afghanistan to Bangladesh, he transformed into a devoted follower of Buddhism, embracing the path of peace after witnessing the horrors of the Kalinga War. His reign, which spanned over 36 years, saw him conquer territories only to later reject violence and promote righteous conduct. Ashoka's commitment to Buddhism was not just lip service. He actively propagated it, establishing stupas, supporting Buddhist missionaries, and making generous donations to the Sangha. His edicts, inscribed in Brahmi script, stand as testament to his transformative journey. Though his existence was nearly forgotten, the decipherment of these inscriptions in the 19th century resurrected his story, providing us with invaluable insights into his life and reign. Despite contradictions and mythological elements in the sources about him, Ashoka's influence on Buddhism and his promotion of peace and righteousness are undisputed. In the annals of history, Ashoka the Great remains a beacon of transformation and righteousness, reminding us that even the most powerful can choose the path of peace.